Maybe the reason he told Piccolo all of this was to threaten him, and Piccolo knows all of this too. He can't win here, can he? Goku does leave Piccolo with one thing, though. He won't stop him from wishing for youth, but if he even thinks of harming anyone or causing trouble, well, Goku turns back towards him and powers him, transforming into Super Saiyan. He lets Piccolo know that this is only a fraction of his power, and even if he did regain his youth, he can't match up to Goku. Piccolo's just left speechless. Not only was he completely embarrassed, but his whole worldview is shattered. Did he really turn good? Begrudgingly, Piccolo goes off on his own. He will grow stronger. He will kill Goku. And he's not going to become one of his allies. The Pilaf gang watches from afar, pretty scared as well. They didn't hear anything, but what just happened there, and why is that kid back? More importantly, why is he so strong? Goku returns to Roshi and tells him everything. Roshi is worried but trusts Goku's judgment. He then goes to Kami, and then to King Kai. For the next few years, this is where he'll train, but he'll be back for the 23rd World Tournament. And Kami did inform King Kai about this before, so King Kai knows about Goku's origins and such, leading him to wanting to train Goku. Even though Goku knows so much as a martial artist, it's a fun experience going back to his old teachers and relearning the basics. Time passes and the 23rd World Tournament arrives. Goku returns to Earth, and one thing to note is that he actually recognizes Chi-Chi here, and his friends are all glad to see him too. And yes, Goku probably still would get engaged here just like normal. But at the tournament, Goku's looking around for another contestant. He actually sees Tao there, who's not a cyborg this time because he didn't get blown up by a grenade. So that's different, but he's looking for Piccolo Jr., but he knows not to expect him. Although, another weird contestant shows up. It is actually Piccolo, but not the one he expected. It's a young Demon King Piccolo, still evil, and having trained intensely. He plans to kill Goku here, and Goku is kind of worried. Did he screw up? Piccolo Jr. is Demon King Piccolo's reincarnation after all, so maybe it's not all bad. But does this mean King Piccolo's going to become his ally? Kami is watching nearby. He's at the tournament in disguise, but he's not actually participating. He knows Goku can handle Piccolo if need be. No one really knows Piccolo here either, so it's not like anyone's afraid to see him. Well, besides Goku's friends, of course. Krillin and the others have heard of him. Still, it's really weird that Goku was able to deduce what he was doing, locating him and defeating him with ease. So while they know of Piccolo, they don't know how much of a threat he truly is. Some of them do get to fight Piccolo in the tournament, and it's clear that he's really strong. But of course, the final match is Goku versus Piccolo. Goku has trained for 3 years, but Piccolo says he's been training a bunch. Essentially 24/7 he's been training, just in order to kill Goku here. And he'll win the tournament while he's at it. And once he does, he'll continue his plans of world domination. And Goku's glad to hear this. He's not actually going to die here, but he's glad to hear Piccolo's trained a bunch. Who knows? Maybe this Piccolo is stronger than Piccolo Jr. from when Goku fought him before. As the fight begins, it becomes pretty clear that Piccolo is the strongest person on Earth, if you don't include Goku at least. Piccolo tells Goku to not hold back, and he wants Goku to transform. But Goku wants to fight like this a little bit longer. He is holding back by not transforming, not even using Kaioken or anything. And this kind of does piss Piccolo off because he's not sure if Goku's mocking him or if he truly is that far beyond him where he doesn't need to use his full power. But the two continue fighting, and eventually Goku obliges, going Super Saiyan, surprising everyone there who doesn't know him. The others have actually seen this transformation already. He never called it Super Saiyan because not everyone knows he's an alien. He just called it Super Goku for now. Piccolo launches a full power Masenko at Goku, and he simply flicks it away. Then teleported right next to Piccolo, tapping him on the shoulder, sending him flying out of the ring, eliminating him just like that. Piccolo's embarrassed, thinking Goku's gonna kill him here. He can't believe he actually lost, even with all that training, and getting his youth back. But Goku keeps his promise. He told Piccolo he wasn't gonna kill him if he didn't cause trouble. Besides, Piccolo does make for a good relative. Goku is so far beyond everyone at this point that no one's too much of a challenge, but it's nice knowing someone's trying his hardest to get up to Goku. But Piccolo has one question. In that alternate version of his life, where he was reincarnated into another Piccolo, did he win the tournament? Well, Goku says the tournament was really close. Piccolo Jr. almost did win, and Piccolo assumes this means he's weaker than his son. But no, Goku's just really strong, and he says King Piccolo's even stronger than that Piccolo that he fought. Though Piccolo wonders if anyone else knows Goku's secret, and Goku's actually surprised that Piccolo didn't tell anyone. Not like that would really benefit him anyways. Goku says that Kami and Roshi do, plus some other people that Piccolo doesn't know. But for the most part, nobody knows. Goku does definitely want to fight him again and wants him to grow up. He's pretty similar to the other Piccolo, which does make sense after all, they're kind of the same person. But he gives Piccolo a tip, explaining the technique that the other Piccolo wanted to use to kill him. He doesn't know how to do it himself, but he explains how the special beam cannon was performed. And Piccolo likes this idea. Interesting. He'll definitely train to get that, though Goku's a little too confident teaching him his own technique. Apparently that did kill him in the alternate timeline, so Piccolo will be sure to use it to kill him here. He declares that one day he will finally kill Goku. Sure. Piccolo goes off on his own, and Goku's crowned as the champion of the tournament once more. 3 in a row is a pretty good number, but he doesn't need to participate in any others from now on. Well, he's gonna skip the next, because he knows Mr. Satan's supposed to go to the next one and become the champion there. Plus, winning 3 tournaments in a row gets a lot of attention on him, which he doesn't really need. He goes off with Chi-Chi, and they get married. It's not like it takes much for them to get married. At some point, he probably would even tell Chi-Chi about his story too. It only feels right. She has the same reaction as everyone else. Knowing her, she'd probably even find it flattering. Even in this alternate timeline, Goku made sure to find her. Well, Goku kinda knew that it would come to be anyways. Again, he just had to meet Chi-Chi like once in the past, and then again at the 23rd World Tournament. Personally, I imagine like Goku was planning on finding her after this tournament if she didn't show up. He met her once here and barely interacted with her, but I guess the way I'm gonna do it here is, since she already knew who he was, and gets to see more of him after he wins 2 World Tournaments in a row, she decides to pursue him. Goku barely has to do anything here, which is good. He has no riz, and he didn't want to make it weird. But she found him, and it looked like they're destined to be together. Surprisingly, getting married here is really hard to screw up, and it's probably the easiest thing he has to do. The only real change with their marriage is that Grandpa Gohan's gonna live with them. Goku's just as close to Gohan as he was in his past life. And even with all the bad that comes along with being sent back like this, it's really nice to have Grandpa Gohan with him along the way. He is pretty old, and I'd assume that Roshi would have him take the same herb that he does and live for a long time. Goku and Chi-Chi then have a kid, and he's still named Gohan. And this also answers another question for Goku. When he got sent back, he was wondering if anyone else was sent back just like him, reborn in the same exact way. Piccolo didn't seem to remember anything, but that was sorta a different Piccolo, so maybe that was why. But with Gohan, he just seems like a normal baby. And as he grows, it's clear that he's just the same Gohan as he was as a kid. Piccolo, Gohan, Vegeta, and Broly, none of them were sent back with him, even though they were present when Fuse sent him back. He has no reason to think anyone else was sent back either besides those 4. So it truly is just him here. But he's confident, and he's content. Things are going his way. He's reliving his life, basically on New Game Plus. He's already grown so much stronger, and he's prevented so many bad things too. But he has to be a little careful. He doesn't remember every single detail of his life, so it's going to be hard to ensure things go similarly, and don't change too much further down the road. Goku even starts to train Gohan early. He explains Gohan's power to Chi-Chi and how he actually became successful as a scholar regardless, so the training won't really impact him too much. She's excited to hear this, but what type of scholar is he? Gohan went to school and did well, and even got further education, but he studies bugs. Really? Bugs? Well, Chi-Chi's at least glad to hear that he's smart and successful. That's all she ever wanted with his education, so as long as Goku's absolutely positive he'll turn out that way, she'll allow him to train Gohan. He even lets it slip that he still grew up pretty normally, even with being kidnapped and trips to another planet. Well, yeah, but Goku promised that that's not going to happen here. That was only because he died. Goku died? Yeah, 2 times actually. Twice? Chi-Chi doesn't want to hear any more about his other life. 5 years have passed since the tournament. Goku's now going to have a reunion at Kame House. Goku has actually told Chi-Chi he's an alien, and Roshi obviously knows, but Roshi is the only one who actually knows that somebody else is going to show up here. Goku's brother. And when Goku arrives on the island, he has a big reveal for everyone. First of all, he has a son. And second, well, Roshi interrupts him, telling Goku he's not too sure if it's right to tell them. He's an alien. Oh, Roshi thought he was going to spill the secret about his past and everything. No, the reason he chose this time to reveal it is because, pretty soon, wait for it, and Raditz arrives just on cue. He timed it perfectly. He actually felt Raditz's power really far away. Though, again, he didn't really plan ahead for this. Like, Raditz isn't a big threat to him, but he actually doesn't know how he's going to deal with this encounter here. Raditz lands on the island, greeting his brother, and Goku greets him too. Good. He seems to remember. Yeah, he definitely remembers. Just not in the way Raditz thinks. And Goku knows why Raditz is here. And Goku tells Raditz he really does like this planet. So he's not too sure about leaving, but he will leave with Raditz under one condition. Really, he's bargaining with him. Fine, Raditz humors him because the encounter's gone okay so far. Goku tells Raditz he'll go along with him if he can beat Goku in a fight. And Raditz immediately accepts this. Definitely a very Saiyan-like thing to suggest. But surely Kakarot knows this is a losing battle. Yeah, it is a losing battle. Again, just not in the way Raditz thinks. They fly away to fight. Krillin actually comes along with them too, and King Piccolo's watching nearby. He knows that Goku must have known about this before, but he wonders how strong Goku's brother is, or if he's had something similar happen to him. So Piccolo cautiously follows behind too. As they're flying over there, Krillin and Piccolo actually meet up in the sky. Krillin's a bit terrified to see him, but Piccolo says to keep quiet. He's just here to watch. Goku and Raditz land in the middle of a field, and a fight begins. Goku reminds Raditz, if he loses this fight, he's gonna have to leave Earth without Goku. And Raditz still is fine with that. Goku's holding back a lot right now just to make it look like Raditz might have the upper hand. But slowly Goku shows off more and more of his power. Telling Raditz his scout won't be too much of a help here. Goku knows he originally did kill Raditz for what he did, but obviously he didn't do that here, and
he's not really concerned about Raditz right now. The fight itself is easy for Goku, but he doesn't know how he's going to end it. Goku does get an easy win, and Raditz gets ready to leave, but then Goku remembers. So he doesn't really have a reason to kill Raditz. Plus, it's not really like him to do that. He's so far above Raditz at this point that it doesn't really feel fair to do it. It's kind of slimy. He beat him, and that's all that matters. Plus, other things have gone differently here, so it makes him wonder if something can go different with Raditz too. But he also remembers that if Raditz goes off into space, Vegeta will probably just kill him, just like he did Nappa. He doesn't have use for a Saiyan like that after all. At least Raditz is in good shape here, but still, Vegeta would probably kill him just for being weak. But if he keeps Raditz on Earth, that might change a lot of his own future. Plus, Vegeta doesn't know about the Dragon Balls, so he won't come to Earth. Maybe he would come to fight Goku, but Goku needs to ensure that Vegeta comes here. Raditz actually keeps his word and leaves, mainly because he knows there's no way he's going to win here, and he doesn't really want to die right now. But as he's heading to his space pod, Goku yells out at him. On second thought, he should stay here. What? Kakarot just kicked him off the planet. Why is he changing his mind now? Goku's kind of doing things on a whim here, and he has to come up with something on the fly. He then turns into a Super Saiyan. He's terrified. Thankfully, his scouter is not trying to read Goku's power level right now, otherwise it would immediately explode. Goku actually wants him to transmit this. He needs Vegeta and Nappa to get word of this. Raditz is speechless. He's never seen a transformation like this. Is he a Super Saiyan? Yeah. He is the Super Saiyan of legend. And he comes up with a really lame threat. If the other two Saiyans don't come to Earth, he'll track them down. Yeah. He'll track them down and he'll kill them. Yes. Yeah, that's what he'll do. He's a heartless bastard. He'll track them to the ends of the universe and, he'll murder them all. When he goes Super Saiyan, he goes crazy. Oh, yeah, and he adds, the Prince, he's nothing compared to his low-class might. That's it. Well, he doesn't need to convince Raditz anymore. Raditz stays here, partially because he's terrified, partially because Goku tells him to stay here, and partially because he basically views Goku as God right now. He is the Super Saiyan of legend, after all. Goku probably should have planned this out earlier, just like with King Piccolo. Also, this might actually lead Frieza to Earth since he's spying on everyone. But by now, Goku's way stronger than Frieza, so he's not worried. For a comparison of his power, I'd say at this point Goku's probably comparable to where he was at the beginning of the Android saga, maybe right after Yardrat, which I think is pretty fair. It's not too absurd, but still a very reasonable boost considering his head start and the fact that he got Super Saiyan so early on. He actually does have Super Saiyan 2 by now, but he doesn't have any need for it. So yeah, he's definitely way beyond Frieza, even with just regular Super Saiyan, even with Kaioken. All that's important to Goku is that he brings Vegeta to Earth next. But now Raditz is here too, and he doesn't know what's going to happen with Nappa either, same for Frieza. Plus, there's another loose end. Goku senses Piccolo nearby. Oh yeah, the Piccolo stuff is kind of working out. It's really just Piccolo, but he looks a bit different, so by now he's calmed down about that and he thinks this will still work. So now he has two enemies here that weren't here originally. At least Piccolo kinda was, but Raditz was dead by this point, and so was Goku actually. But Vegeta and Nappa head to Earth, telling Raditz they'll be there in about a year. Goku steals the scouter and threatens them too, saying he has Raditz as a hostage. Vegeta and Nappa don't really care about that, but they're still coming to Earth. They want to see this Super Saiyan for themselves, and Vegeta definitely wants to beat him, especially after that taunting. So for the next year, what's he going to do? Goku takes it upon himself to train everyone, because they don't have the same reasoning to train here. There's no threat of the Saiyans coming to kill them with Goku being dead. Thankfully, Goku's strength motivates them. Krillin, Tien, Chaozu, and Piccolo already pushed themselves like normal. Yamcha and Yajirobe probably need a little bit more push, but Goku knows that they fell off of training originally, so it's not too important for them to be the same strength. They don't have as much motivation as normal. As for Gohan, he's training, but he isn't training for his life, and his training's definitely going to be a lot different. Though, even though he did have more training with Piccolo because he was solely focused on training by being in the middle of the wilderness, Goku's training's probably going to be a lot more effective. Gohan's already adjusted to it, and Goku's a better teacher for him. Plus, he could have Roshi train Gohan a bit, and maybe even Kami. So, things are changing up a lot, but Goku thinks he has it all under control. Although, Goku does remember something really big. Yamcha and Bulma are still together. It's not like he could play matchmaker and break that up, but he knows Bulma played a big role turning Vegeta good. Plus, they are a pretty good couple in general, and them not being together means no Trunks or Bra. Oh crap. Is he gonna get the heart virus and have no medicine? The time travel stuff is still hard to wrap his head around, especially with how everything's changed. Actually, will he even get the heart virus in general? Well, either way, as much as he hates to think this about his friend, he hopes Yamcha fumbles the bag here. Of course, Frieza was spying on everyone. No Dragon Balls means no Namek arc here, but Frieza is actually going to come to Earth just like Goku expected. He knows about the Super Saiyan and wants to get rid of him. After those other Saiyans go to Earth, Frieza's going to go there to finish the job. Hopefully the Saiyans just kill each other. He spied on Raditz already, but spying on Vegeta and Nappa will tell him how strong that Saiyan on Earth is. And if they don't kill each other, Frieza will just finish the job himself. It shouldn't be too tough. A year passes, and Vegeta and Nappa arrive on Earth, with Frieza spying on them far out in space. Goku Goku's been waiting for this day for a while. Vegeta and Nappa are finally here. And he's mainly been waiting for Vegeta, not Nappa. He and his allies go to meet the Saiyans. By the way, Raditz has been here on Earth, but he's been kind of to himself. Although, once Vegeta and Nappa arrive, he shows up there too. He's kind of been training on his own, and he's just acting like a spectator here. Goku tries to contain his excitement. He finally has Vegeta here now. But at this point, they are still enemies, so he can't openly be excited. Vegeta does notice this a bit, and Goku just says he's excited for the fight. But really, he's been waiting over 2 decades for this. Vegeta is his closest rival after all, and he's finally here. Granted, he's far weaker than Goku by this point, but nothing that can't be fixed with some training. Plus, he's so close to getting everyone together that he needed. They still haven't met the androids yet, and Broly's not on Earth yet either. But still, he has mostly everyone he needs. Obviously, Vegeta wants to see the Super Saiyan in person. So, Goku doesn't waste any time. He transforms. To be fair, Raditz is pretty weak compared to them, so even though he lost to Kakarot, that doesn't necessarily mean Kakarot's really that strong. Sure, this form seems kind of amazing, but he is just a low-class warrior. This form might not amount to anything. So, Goku invites them to fight. Nappa tries first, and with one slight tap, Goku's able to defeat him. Vegeta's up next. He doesn't even kill Nappa like normal, he's more interested in just getting to fight himself. So Nappa just kind of lying there on the ground. Vegeta proclaims that he is the elite Saiyan Prince after all. Even if Kakarot's a Super Saiyan, it shouldn't be an issue, and he doesn't believe Kakarot truly is a Super Saiyan. Yeah, he has golden hair, but he doesn't know what the Super Saiyan form or person is. That could just be something completely different. Surely a low-class warrior isn't the Super Saiyan of legend. And this kind of makes Goku chuckle, but sure, he invites Vegeta to fight him too. And the fight still ends pretty easily. It's not like Goku needed Super Saiyan for this fight either. Even in his base, he's far stronger than Vegeta. He powers down, and asks them to use their scouters to read his power level or whatever. It's not a reliable thing to use, but it'll at least put it in terms they can understand right. Nappa pulls out a scouter, and it shoots up to the 6 digits immediately, and then explodes before it goes any further. Vegeta sees his pass 1 million, but it explodes soon after too. They really can't believe it. Although, things are kind of in a tricky spot for Goku now. 2 other people are here that aren't supposed to be, Nappa and Raditz, which might not really be an issue long term. But just him being the Super Saiyan alone and getting Vegeta here, that's not really going to be enough to make it stay. Plus, things have changed so wildly that he doesn't know what's going to go different next. Goku tells the Saiyans that if they stay here and don't cause trouble out in space, he'll help them also become Super Saiyans. But Vegeta says he doesn't need his help. He'll become a Super Saiyan on his own, one far greater than Kakarot. Goku really needs to figure out a way to make them the same. He does know Vegeta has a habit of going off on his own and trying to train on his own too, like he did before the androids arrived, going off into space and training that way to get Super Saiyan. And that's what worries Goku, because if he does that, who knows if he'll ever come back. At least when he left that time, he had some experience with Earth and kind of knew who Goku was, so he had a reason to return, but here, if Vegeta does that, he'd only be coming back to fight Goku and would probably leave again. He needs to keep him here somehow. Piccolo's also watching the fight nearby too. But then, he sees something out of the corner of his eye. He looks up in the sky. There's 2 suns. Or at least that's what it looks like. One of the suns starts to get bigger and bigger. And he realizes that isn't a star. That's a ball of ki. Quickly he tries to launch his own blast at it, but it does nothing. Everyone else looks over too. Goku quickly teleports right in front of it, and, with a very weak punch, causes it to dissipate. He and his friends sense a power nearby. Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz don't have their scouters, and they can't sense ki right now, so they don't even realize that Frieza's right there. This ship is out past the atmosphere, but it descends on the planet once the supernova's dissipated. Goku didn't expect to fight him this early, and it's not like he's not prepared. It's just he didn't really expect it. But maybe this is a way to get the Saiyans to stay. He can defeat Frieza, and then he'll be the only goal for them to defeat. Of course, King Cold is out there, but that doesn't really matter. Frieza steps out of the ship. So, the Saiyans must realize by now that he's been spying on them this entire time. It looks like they came to this planet to retrieve another Saiyan, and he heard rumors that this Saiyan was a Super Saiyan, which is why he tried to destroy the planet. That would kill him easily. But it looks like he wants to be killed personally by Frieza, which he doesn't mind doing. Although, Frieza is a bit concerned because the Super Saiyan's real. Maybe he's not that strong though. Maybe he's something that Frieza can handle. So, which of them is the Super Saiyan? Goku steps up. It's him. And Frieza actually doesn't recognize him. You look at the Saiyan that rebelled when he tried to blow up Planet Vegeta. Interesting. Alright, well, show him what a Super Saiyan is. Goku powers up. What he doesn't tell Frieza is he also has Super Saiyan 2, but he'll just use regular Super Saiyan here. He tells Frieza he'll give him a chance to back down, and if anything, that just makes Frieza want to fight even more. The two begin battling, and it becomes really clear that first form Frieza is not going to be enough, nor his second or third form. He goes into his final form, and he doesn't hold back. He goes to full power right away. And Goku holds his own strength back, just to see if Frieza could truly fight him. He does know that, by now, Frieza is pretty far below him. Once more, he gives Frieza a chance to leave. Though he kinda doubts it's gonna work, but maybe this time it will. Since he's so much stronger than Frieza and has already destroyed Vegeta, maybe it will make Frieza change. But it doesn't. Frieza continues fighting. He's relentless. He won't back down, and he's gonna fight until he can kill Goku. He even tries to blow up the planet again, but Goku stops it with ease. Once more, he tells Frieza to just leave. Frieza is so much weaker than him it doesn't even feel fair to kill him. But he's Frieza. And to be fair, maybe bringing Frieza back down the line was a mistake. It was nice to have someone strong like that there in the corner of power, but it did cause issues later. One good thing that came out of it is they were able to find Broly that way, but now Goku actually knows what planet Broly's on right now, so he could find Broly on his own. And after all, originally Goku did have to defeat Frieza on Namek, thinking that he killed him then and there. Of course, Trunks had to be the one to finish the job, but still, Goku did try and kill him there, albeit reluctantly. And that's another thing Goku struggles with. He knows Frieza can't really be reasoned with, at least not at this point. That's not who he is. He remembers how things went on Namek before. He'll keep fighting. He'll try to kill them in any way he can. And Goku remembers the other lessons he learned in his past life. Some people are just irredeemable. Some can change, like look at Piccolo, Vegeta, even Majin Buu. And he might have lost sight of that here because by reliving his life again and keeping so many different people alive, he kind of has more of a savior complex right now, thinking that he can change everybody. Though it's not like he's gone without killing anyone here. He has killed King Piccolo's sons, and he destroyed the entire Red Ribbon Army. But that was mainly him trying to keep things normal. After he encountered King Piccolo and made him change, it made Goku wonder if maybe he could change other enemies that he'd encounter down the line. But one thing he's coming to realize is that Frieza is not one of those people. It's not like he's a good guy, and maybe this way, he can gain the trust of Vegeta more easily. If he tries to spare Frieza, what would the other Saiyans think? They definitely wouldn't want to stay here. So, sort of reluctantly, Goku ends the fight by killing Frieza. He might even be back eventually, but the Frieza Force doesn't know about the Dragon Ball, so maybe that is the last time he sees Frieza. Plus, in his past life, when Fu showed up, he still hadn't fought Black Frieza yet. That was still unfinished business. So who knows if Frieza could have been an even bigger threat in the future. And as he kills Frieza, he even goes Super Saiyan 2. Just to really drive it home that Frieza truly had no chance here. He's not just a Super Saiyan. He's far greater than that. He's the greatest Saiyan warrior, and he's only going to grow greater. Goku's friends and the Saiyans watch on and on. Vegeta can't believe his eyes. He really is the Super Saiyan. He defeated Frieza, and he didn't even know Frieza could get that strong, but Kakarot still defeated him with ease, while holding back no less. They're going to stay here and train. Reluctantly, and they're not going to want Kakarot's help. Vegeta feels beneath him to be taught by Kakarot. He'll become a Super Saiyan on his own, but he'll use the facilities here on Earth. He'll do what Kakarot wants to stay. He's not sure why Kakarot wants them to stay here so bad, but maybe it's part of him being a Saiyan. Maybe he truly does value his Saiyan comrades, even though he made it seem like he doesn't before. Vegeta thinks that deep down, maybe he is a true Saiyan warrior. And he is, just not the way that Vegeta thinks he is right now. He's not a warmonger and maniac, but he also knows that eventually Vegeta won't be either. Although it is pretty crazy contrast to see how Vegeta used to be, compared to how Vegeta was the last time he saw him. I think this guy becomes a pretty good family man, though it makes him wonder how Raditz and Nappa are going to turn out, because clearly they're going to be sticking around. Goku's not going to kill them, and he's not sure if Vegeta's going to. Originally, Piccolo was the one to kill Raditz. Vegeta killed Nappa, though. So this is kind of weird, but maybe these two could be allies. This past year has been pretty awkward with Raditz, and Goku has tried to interact with him a bit. Maybe it could be cool having a brother around. And this is good. Things are weird, but Goku is making things somewhat normal. He has a few years now before the next threat appears, the androids. Although, maybe King Cold will show up earlier too. But that won't be a problem. And it makes Goku wonder, what's going to happen with Trunks next? Either way, he's going to keep training these next few years. Goku's rivalry with Piccolo grows over this time too. Piccolo is still very independent, but he's warmed up to the others. And now that the Saiyans are here, he's even more motivated to grow stronger. So, he tries to fight Goku more and more. He wants to get strong enough to kill him after all. Though that's more of a pipe dream by now, and he's getting to the point where he doesn't really want to kill Goku. He just does that. But he'd use the Saiyans as threats to him. He's got to be the second strongest at least. It's kind of a pride thing. So he goes to assert dominance over the Saiyans at one point, wanting to fight Vegeta on his own. Vegeta basically tells him to piss off. He was pretty surprised to see a Namekian here in the first place. The Namekians are pacifists after all, and there's no way this guy's a stronger warrior. Piccolo proclaims he's no normal Namekian. He's the Demon King. Sure, whatever he says. Although Vegeta does pick that as a challenge. So, he's the king, and Vegeta's the prince. They're both royalty, but Vegeta says he truly is royalty. Piccolo's a self-proclaimed, kind of taunting if you prefer, and Piccolo smirks. It sounds like he's threatened. Maybe he truly does want to fight. And you know what? Vegeta decides to go for it, as long as I don't make this guy shut up. The two of them power up. This is only a few weeks after Vegeta's arrived on Earth, and the two begin their fight. Piccolo has much better abilities than Vegeta, like being able to morph his body, and also regenerate. Plus, Goku has also taught him a bunch of different techniques from the other Piccolo. Granted, Goku didn't really know them himself, but he tried to replicate them from memory. So King Piccolo actually has some moves that the regular Piccolo has. Like in this fight, he tries out the Hell Zone Vegeta. He also knows that Vegeta can transform into a Grade 8, and he can create a fake moon if he needs to. Goku still has his tail, and he's transformed into a Grade 8 before, but he's also told Piccolo how to stop a Grade 8, cut off the tail, though Vegeta doesn't even resort to that either. The two are just fighting one-on-one. Since he's been training, Vegeta's power level is slightly higher than it was normally. It's not like he got a Zenkai from his fight with Goku because it wasn't really that intense. But let's say he's at 19,000. And since we are at a point in the story where we're still measuring power levels, we'll say King Piccolo is also at 19,000. The fight is incredibly close. Physically, the two of them are equal. But Piccolo gets the win. He has better skills, tactics, and Goku prepared everyone for the Saiyans because he knew what to expect from Vegeta. So even though it's a very close battle, Piccolo still does win, and that knocks Vegeta down a peg. But also gives him more motivation. Piccolo does commend his strength though, and he's glad to finally fight someone around his level. Goku's always been so far ahead he's been trying to catch up, but everyone else behind him, Piccolo's been far ahead of them. It was nice to go all out for once and actually have a challenge. Vegeta's pride is a little bit shattered here, especially losing to a Namekian of all people, because again, they're not even supposed to be fighters, but it'll at least give him a nice extra push. And it gives the Saiyans some sort of respect for Piccolo too. It looks like Kakarot isn't the only person they need to surpass. And King Cold does eventually come to Earth, and I guess the Saiyans would probably try to team up on him, but he's probably coming to Earth not too long after Frieza died, like only a few months after, at most. So they'd be way too weak to fight him. It's not like Namek where King Cold found Frieza and then had to rebuild him so he had extra time before he came to Earth. Instead, he's going to Earth to retrieve Frieza because he assumes there's some of him left. There isn't though. Goku completely got rid of him. And Goku also gets rid of King Cold the same way. The Saiyans have no chance against him, nor does anyone else, but Goku is still far stronger than him. So that's another loose end dealt with. And it makes Goku wonder what's happening next. Is something going to change with the heart virus? Is Trunks even going to show up? Is it going to be someone different? Because even though Trunks was from a different timeline, it was a timeline where everything went normally up until when Goku died, so that would mean here, all of the same stuff happened too. Goku's at home one day. His whole family's there. Chi-Chi, Gohan, Ox King, and Grandpa go. He goes out to do some farming. He knows Chi-Chi eventually does want him to get a job, and he starts farming a lot earlier on too. He's actually been doing it ever since they got married. In some ways, he kind of uses it as training, which is nice. But he says goodbye to everyone and walks outside to the fields. But as he gets to the field, he sees someone there waiting for him. It's Gohan. Oh, that's weird. He thought Gohan was going to stay home. Does he want to help him farm? But as he gets closer to Gohan, something's weird. It's not a huge difference, but being Gohan's father, it's enough for him to notice. Gohan looks slightly older. And, hold on, hair's shorter now. He tries focusing, and he feels Gohan's key back at home, but there's one right here too. And this Gohan that he's looking at looks really happy to see Goku for some reason, as if he hasn't seen him in a while. And Goku's eyes widen. Wait a second. It's a kind of a long shot, but he asks if maybe this Gohan is from the future, and Gohan's smiling. He is, but Bulma told him to expect Goku to know this. And now Goku's really confused. Right now is around the time when Trunks was supposed to show up, but this isn't Trunks. And not just that, it's a Gohan that's not much older than the Gohan here. He hasn't even hit his growth spurt, only a few years from the future rather than over a decade. What's going on? The future version of Gohan begins explaining how things went down. Goku died to the heart virus. Oh yay. Well, maybe that's not the right reaction, but Goku is kind of glad to hear things are going as they should. But clearly a lot has changed, and pretty radically too. If Gohan's the time traveler and he's that young, things must be very different. In the future, Goku obviously knew this was coming. He's kind of bummed because he was waiting around for Trunks to arrive, but he never did. So, future Goku came to realize, oh crap, he's gonna be the one that dies, isn't he? He's bummed that he's the one who has to die, but at least another Goku will live. He didn't know any way to avoid this, and he even tried to have Bulma procure medicine ahead of time, but it didn't work. Thankfully, the drug is developed sooner, but too late for Goku. He kinda acts as a martyr in this way. Since the heart virus came and went very quickly, she had nothing to really work with and didn't even know what other samples to take from because they don't know anyone else who suffered from it. Making a drug to prevent it without even seeing what they're trying to prevent, that's going to be very tough. Especially because we don't even know how Goku caught it. Maybe it was something that he caught quickly, or maybe it was something that was dormant in him for a while. Either way, Bulma had no clue what to look for. When Goku had symptoms of it, it was already too late, but at least she got a sample of what was happening. On his deathbed, he told a few more people about what was happening. Bulma learned Goku's story. It felt fine telling her now that she was actually with Vegeta. Though they're not officially together, he just knows that she's fooling around with him. And that alone is enough proof to her that he is telling the truth. Gohan finds out what's happening too, learning the story of Goku and everything. And Goku leaves one more warning. He tells him about the androids. He doesn't really know how things are going to go down in this timeline. And Jiro's lab is in a different spot, and things have changed so much by now already that, who knows, the androids could be completely different. He doesn't exactly know how things went in Trunks' timeline either, which is apparently the one that he's in right now. Though, even so, things should be radically different here. Anyways, this Goku ended up dying. Everyone began training for the androids, and Goku comes up with some sort of excuse as to how he knows about this. He doesn't want everyone to find out what happened with him. That is still kept secret, besides the people that already know. The one other person he tells is Krillin, his best friend. He feels like he owes it to him, too. The androids actually aren't going to be much stronger than normal. I would say still stronger, but it's still 17 and 18 that arrive here, and it's like the normal future version of them that are completely evil. Jiro's data was based off the stronger Goku here. But you also have to remember that originally Jiro had the androids based off basically Saiyan Saga Goku, and he made the androids way stronger than Frieza even was. If he truly could have made the androids way stronger than that, I don't see why he wouldn't have done that. He really had no reason not to. He probably was still trying to make them as strong as possible, and the same thing would happen here. So I can see the androids being marginally stronger, but probably not even strong enough to defeat Goku. Which is good for Jiro because Goku dies anyways, and the androids go after Goku's friends, although they kill Jiro too. The androids are too powerful for everyone else to fight. By this point, Vegeta, Raditz, and Nappa have Super Saiyan, and Gohan does too. The four of them together, plus Piccolo, it actually is enough to hold off the androids. No one dies, but that also goes for the androids, neither of them die either. Everyone survives a lot longer. And Trunks is eventually born too. This Gohan's only about 13 years old. They would have come sooner, but this medicine is brand new. Thanks to everyone's strength, they're able to prevent a lot of damage from the androids, and it gave Bulma a lot more time to work, and a lot more resources. Plus, she was working ahead of time. She started work on the time machine before Goku's death, and she had her father start working on the medicine. I don't know how good Bulma is with medicine, but I'm sure she would at least have some friends that could help. Or she could teach herself about it. I mean, she literally invented time travel. This shouldn't be a problem. With a head start and knowing what to expect, both of these things were developed rapidly. Plus, they were prepared. There's a bunch of bunkers and other safe places for people to stay. The androids are still destroying a lot and killing a lot of people, but the Dragon Balls are still active too. So, once everything's settled with the androids, they'll just use the Dragon Balls to restore that. Unfortunately, Goku's gonna stay dead. Piccolo and Kami know about Namek, but no one else does because they never even went there. They assume more Dragon Balls might be out there, but they don't know if that would work to revive Goku anyways. Basically what I'm saying is that future Goku is going to stay dead. In terms of going back to the past, she trusted Gohan with this. Actually, it was Goku's request too. In his original life, he knew that Trunks was the one to come back in the past, and him time traveling was what caused the timelines to split. So the future Goku we're talking about right now is actually the original one that Fuse sent back. This is kind of how things work normally. The time travel is branching off the timelines. But Goku knew that he never got to meet future Gohan in his original life, and future Gohan went so long without having Goku in his life. So he's changing that here by having Gohan be the one to go back in time. In this story, future Gohan gets to see Goku again, and he gets to live. He'll get to achieve his dreams of becoming a scholar, and he'll protect his timeline. And the present Goku's glad to hear this. Future Goku was really strong by that point. He had Super Saiyan 3, and thanks to keeping his tail, it actually worked fine, which is an unintended side effect. This Goku has it too by now. And this is interesting for Goku to hear. He's gonna stay dead in the future like normal, because he died of natural causes, but everyone else is alive in the future. Gohan says the Saiyans and Piccolo tried to fight, but no one could kill the androids. And Goku's glad to hear Trunks was still born, though it seems to have not even mattered much. It's still good, but it wasn't needed for the time travel part. But Gohan's not just here to deliver the medicine. It's not like he needs to warn Goku about the androids or anything, but he's retrieving Goku to defeat the androids. And he's fine doing that. Goku travels to the future with Gohan. Everyone's amazed to see him once again, and they're glad to see that the time travel's worked out. Since Bulma's gonna have to refuel the time machine too, he might be here a bit, but she's already working on the refuel for the second trip, so it shouldn't be more than a week. He knows the androids in this timeline aren't good like they are in his timeline, and they've destroyed so much. Piccolo even almost merged with Kami here, but they wanted to keep the Dragon Balls in check. Jiro's lab is in a different spot, and Bulma has been searching, but her priority was preparing things just in case, though they never actually found the lab. That's why they're bringing Goku here. Goku kinda acts like a protective shield for them. They search for the lab with Goku's help, and the androids do encounter them at one point. Goku simply defeats them, but doesn't kill them. Maybe they can still be redeemed here. Plus, they do end up finding the lab, and Bulma's able to get the info with a remote to make. When beating the androids, Goku does threaten them too, saying he doesn't mind sparing them. But if they do want to keep causing trouble, he'll let everyone else decide if they want to stop the androids or not. They have the remote as a deterrent now. If they need, the androids can be killed with the push of a button. So, the androids are stopped here, and not in the way that everyone expected. Goku hopes they'll turn good. They should be able to, after all. Plus, it'll at least serve as more motivation for everyone to keep training. And while Goku is here, Bulma has a message for Goku. Visit his future self. They're not even sure how he's supposed to do that, but Goku knows a perfect way. It shouldn't be too hard. He places 2 fingers on his forehead, and he's really excited. He never got the chance to meet his future self, or any alternate version of himself, really. Well, there was Goku Black, but that was only his alternate body. Really, it was just Zamasu. This is actually going to be him. This is a completely new experience for him. But Goku teleports up to King Kai, and just like he expected, he sees another version of himself there. It's like looking into a mirror. King Kai's a bit confused as to how there's two Gokus here, but present Goku explains, and future Goku said he forgot to tell King Kai about this. Future Goku just didn't expect it to happen so soon. It's only been a few years. Goku thanks his future self for being the martyr here. And future Goku is still pretty bummed about it, but over the past few years he's done some thinking, and he's come to terms with it. It's nice to talk with someone who understands his plight, even though it is just him. And present Goku feels the same way. Future Goku hoped to make something new out of his life, and maybe he still can. He still is worried about Fuse showing up here, but maybe there's just one few. Maybe he's just going to show up in the present timeline. And Goku never considered that. That is true. Maybe he's not a constant in every timeline. Like, he never did show up in Trunks' future, which was a few years ahead of them. They're not entirely sure, but it is a possibility. Future Goku tells his past self to come back and fight once he's gotten a hold of Ultra Instinct. King Kai's listening in, and he asks what Ultra Instinct is. Oh, well, he forgot to tell King Kai that he's going to meet Beerus eventually. Beerus actually has a dream about having a rival, and that awakens the Super Saiyan God. Though future Goku doesn't know how that's going to go down here, and that terrifies King Kai. Beerus is going to come here, and Goku's going to be his rival? Oh yeah. King Kai freaks out, telling him he can't fight Beerus, but Goku says it's already too late. Both of them have in a past life, and they both laugh over it. Present Goku's got to train to beat his future self. This one is older, and he's dead so he can train 24/7, so he has those advantages. He'll stay dead, and he's fine with it. Besides, he doesn't want to mess things up even more now, so maybe being dead's a good thing, and maybe it's how things are supposed to be. And at least it'll make for an interesting opponent. Himself. Right. Well, present Goku's glad he got to meet him. Though he does ask, does he plan on getting revived by Kurunga? Again, these are the same Gokus that have both been reborn. They went through the same events that the normal Goku did, and they're not actually sure if Kurunga can revive them, but they know Elder Kai did. Well, he doesn't know how that's going to happen here because the circumstances with Elder Kai were dire. It was because Buu was around and he gave his life to revive Goku. And maybe he can help the others find Namek, but again, maybe things aren't supposed to go like that. Maybe he should just keep them as is. Everyone will be fine without him. And besides, give it a few decades and they'll all join him here, and they'll be able to spend an eternity together. Well, as long as the future timeline doesn't get erased. Present Goku laughs about that, and now future Goku's kind of terrified. Oh crap, yeah, that's right. Originally, Zeno erased this timeline, and that means he's gonna go along with it. Present Goku probably shouldn't laugh about that. Well, he'll do what he can to prevent Zamasu from destroying everything. Or rather, Zeno, I guess. And by that point, he should have Ultra Instinct, or maybe even something beyond that. And they'll have their rematch then. Assuming Zamasu even attacks here, because Goku still doesn't know how things are going to go differently here. So at this point in the story, there's two things I should probably address. For one, why doesn't Goku just go to Beerus or Whis right now? Well, that's impossible. But Goku can't sense Godly Ki at the moment. Godly Ki isn't something that he could just learn. He has to actually obtain it somehow, whether it be through the ritual or through training. And he hasn't done the ritual just yet. But of course, given how things are going, I think it's obvious that's going to happen earlier than normal here. But even if he could teleport there, that wouldn't work, because Beerus is asleep right now. And on top of that, even if he could teleport there and Beerus were awake, Beerus doesn't know he's coming there. Beerus seeing a mortal teleporting to his planet uninvited would definitely set him off. Goku would be risking his destruction, so besides it being impossible at this point, it's also stupid. He would have to wait for Beerus to come to him. But the other thing, why doesn't Goku in the future prevent his death by having Shenron help or something? Well, there's a few reasons for that. For one, Goku in this scenario is supposed to be doing everything as close to normal as possible. He's already screwed things up so far, and he's pretty much terrified of screwing things up more. Because to him, the worst thing would be not meeting the same people he did and not having the same relationship with those people that he did. I feel like this is in character not just for the Goku in this story, but Goku in general. I mean, look at what happened after the Cell Saga. Goku could have been revived, but he accepted his death and realized that it was just a part of things and how they needed to be. He was fine being dead because he knew he attracted all those threats to Earth. Honestly, this kind of deserves its own video topic because it's pretty interesting, but Goku was content with his sacrifice. If it meant that everyone else was fine, he didn't care, to the point where he thought it would be better off this way. So I think that definitely comes into play here. Goku doesn't want to mess things up. It's tragic for him, but he accepts it. For all he knows, maybe he wouldn't succumb to the heart virus here. But it's also how things are supposed to go. At some point, this Goku would realize that he is the future Goku. He's the one that's supposed to die. And because he wouldn't instantly know that right away, I feel like another part of the reason he wouldn't do this is because he might think he's the Goku that's going to be saved. He doesn't know for sure. But on top of that, two more reasons. As I mentioned before, Goku isn't sent back with a perfect memory of everything and how everything's supposed to go. Of course, he would know about the heart virus, but he's not going to know exactly when it strikes, especially because it might have been different in the original future timeline than in the present timeline. And on top of that, we don't know how the heart virus works. It could be something that's dormant in Goku for a while, but if it's something that he contracted rapidly, and then something that started acting rapidly too, well, there's not really too much room for Shenron to do anything, because when the heart virus strikes, they would need to have all the Dragon Balls prepared and then ask for him to cure it. You might also think, well, maybe Bulma could make some sort of medicine ahead of time, but no. Bulma didn't make the heart virus medicine, and it's kind of impossible to make the medicine if she has nothing to actually work with. Same thing if she used her resources or connections to try and get the medicine made ahead of time. Without a sample, it's not really possible. So, for all those reasons, that's why I'm saying future Goku still dies of the heart virus here. Yes, it's preventable. I'm not saying it's not. But it's not as easy to prevent it as you might think, and I don't think Goku would actively go out his way to prevent it either. It's kind of a tragic reality for him when you think about it like that. First of all, this Goku didn't know that he was going to be the one to die.
I'm playing the game. About to smoke a joint. I'm just waiting for Kayla to want to sell now.